Hello and welcome to another edition of Motor Cars Enthusiasts. Right off the bat on the old show today, the MX5 Miata from Mazda. Mazda actually celebrating the 25th anniversary of this automobile's existence. And to celebrate that, they're going to build a special 100 units for the North American market. Now these vehicles actually went on sale just a handful of days ago, and it sold out in near record time. Only 10 minutes did it take for them to sell out of all 100 units of the 25th anniversary Miata. Sadly, it went so quickly that Mazda's counters didn't keep up with the counting, and 250 people actually put in their reservations on the machine. Not for 100% sure how Mazda's going to pick between the folks who are going to get it and who aren't. Going to be 150 folks that are going to be pretty upset, but this being said, a very big achievement for the folks over at Mazda. I think could probably go ahead and build an extra 150 of them. Next up on the list, news about the brand new Chevrolet Camaro, the 2015 model. Apparently, that's just coming out, will be the last of the iteration of this particular model of Camaro, as we're going to get a brand new Camaro coming out in the year of 2016. Very exciting stuff. Supposedly an all-new platform is going to be underneath the automobile. And what a lot of folks are saying are just going to be some mild refresh styling. Well, we just got some mild refresh styling on the automobile, the new nose and the new tail section. I think it's time for a little bit more of an overhaul of this machine. Obviously, keeping the classic lines is something that you have to keep in this automobile because that's what's making it sell. But I would like to see a little bit bigger bump up in the refresh as far as this model, but we'll keep you in tune of what comes of the brand new 2016 Camaro as it, well, hopefully details come out very, very soon. Next up on the list, well, the police over in Italia have a brand new weapon for fighting crime. It's the brand new Huracan Lamborghini and police trim. The head of Lamborghini Motor Cars actually gave this particular vehicle to the police of Italy, and it looks fantastic in this livery. Now, honestly, this thing's probably not really going to go on patrol or going to be chasing speeders or anything like this. This is going to be more of a vehicle that's going to be on display at a number of police-style functions and whatnot, but still, that being said, the brand new Huracan looks very, very good in this livery. We've seen a lot of older models in this livery as well, so very exciting stuff for the folks over at Lamborghini, and especially for the police that are in Italy. Next up on the list, and last up on the list, a weird situation involving the i3, or I shouldn't say this is the i3, this is the ActiveE concept vehicle that was actually built by BMW. Now the ActiveE, which soon would become the i3 if you will, these were basically 1 Series BMWs that were fitted with an all-electric plug-in drivetrain. There were several units of these things built and distributed all over the world for real-world testing. Well, because they serve their usage in the world, this photo actually came out on the old interwebs over the past several days, and I've got a bunch of folks all upset. Yes, this is a very large flatbed with tons of crushed ActiveEs, and it's got a lot of people all freaked out over this deal. Listen, I can tell you from experience in the automobile industry, this is not the first time this has happened. This has happened before. All the i3s were done to actually regulate and actually work on R&D, our research and development, for what now is the brand new i3, which is actually reaching their customers here in the United States as we speak. These vehicles are getting across the pond, if you will, and getting into dealerships' hands and respective owners' hands right now as these first vehicles are starting to hit the streets. That's all the old ActiveE actually was a lot of test bed material. Now there's going to be a handful of them kept for some car sharing stuff over out in California. But you can guarantee those automobiles that were on the back of that flatbed did not have the electric drivetrain, because those are intellectual properties owned by BMW. In a very similar situation several years ago, in fact, if you've ever seen the film, which is Who Killed the Electric Car, a documentary that was very one-sided, if you will, where they talked about this, the EV1 that General Motors actually developed. They built a handful of them and put them into customers' hands to allow them to do some real-world testing to see just what exactly was going on with the automobile. Well, after that deal was actually, the usefulness of those vehicles was actually met, they were done the exact same way. They were all crushed and all the actual drivetrain units were pulled from the vehicles. As again, these are intellectual property type deals. You can't let these automobiles get into personal hands where they could do with them as they wish. As a lot of group, as you saw if you've watched the film Who Killed the Electric Car, actually put together a ton of money. I can't remember what it was something like $4 million or something like that, trying to buy all the old models. Little did they know that chances are those EV1s, they were probably close to $700,000-800,000 a piece for the amount of development work that went into building those automobiles. As we've had electric cars for well over 100 years, but they haven't been mass sold except for the past several years. There just wasn't that big of a business case. And again, what came out of the EV1 but the Chevrolet Volt, as General Motors was really deciding what path to go as far as electric vehicles. Same deal with BMW. They just built the ActiveE basically as a testing platform to try to actually confirm all the things that they thought might be. Because believe you me, if any manufacturer builds something new and creative, every other manufacturer around the world will try to buy a copy of that vehicle just to see how it is done. Especially, you can think of any vehicle out there, even very, very small, limited edition vehicles. I heard of one manufacturer actually looking at buying a Lexus LFA. They only built 500 of those initial models, but they wanted to see how Toyota and Lexus had done it. Same situation in this hand. BMW, boy, God forbid that would get into Mercedes' hands. They're crosstown rivals. The same with General Motors. What if Ford or Chrysler came in on this particular vehicle and got some actual intellectual properties out of them? Obviously, they can't copy this technology when it comes down to it, because a lot of this technology is registered and trademarked. But that being said, you just don't want your competition getting a hold of these vehicles, and that's exactly why they end up getting destroyed later in their lives. And that's the real deal truth when it comes to this automobile manufacturing world that we live in now. And that's all there was that I thought was worth talking about for this edition of Motor Cars Enthusiasts. I want to give a big thanks to all the folks who paid the ultimate price in the quest for freedom, as it is the Memorial Day holiday here in the United States, actually the day before actually the taping of this film, that we're actually here to celebrate the people who gave the ultimate sacrifice, that is their lives. The men and women of the military and all other branches of government service who actually gave their lives, and especially the folks that are left behind, the friends, the family who are missing their loved ones each and every day. I pray for those folks every single day because they are giving just as big, if not bigger, sacrifice in that quest for freedom. And if it weren't for those folks, there wouldn't be a Motor Cars Enthusiast for everyone to enjoy if you actually do enjoy it. That being said, I really want to give a big shout out and a big thank you to all those folks. Now, if you want to jump on over to the Facebook page, the link's down in the show notes. Also, if you want to subscribe to the channel, you can do so at any time and get the first dibs on the brand new shows as soon as they come out. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again real soon.